have a pro tip for you that might save you a ton of stress as you're doing business things, content creation, all of that fun stuff. This is something I learned the hard way and I started to implement to save myself a lot of time and stress after the fact. So when you are going through a situation and you find that you are not as prepared as you thought you were, you didn't have everything you needed, something didn't go the way that you planned, afterwards, what I want you to do is go into a note on your phone and write it down. One note for whatever the topic happens to be, and then list the points that you've learned as you learn them. So the next time that happens, you can use that kind of like a checklist to avoid, to include, to make sure you don't have to deal with again. So as a very specific example, I recently went to the beach, and while I was there, I had my puppies with me. I had a special rigging system for walking my dogs because I have multiple dogs. And while I was there, the hardware on that system froze up because of the salt water and because of the sand, and I could not get things unclipped. I learned that I need to start bringing a pair of pliers with me to open things that I cannot physically get open myself when I'm in those situations. And so now I have a list of to bring to the beach for my dogs, and at the very top is the pliers and everything else that I realized could have made my life easier while I was on this vacation. It wasn't stuff I necessarily needed, but things that would make things go smoother, save me time, effort, and stress, and I might not think of the next time I go to the ocean with my dogs. And so I have that running list so I can use it as a checklist of what to pack the next time. When I am launching a new course or a new business endeavor, or when I'm trying something new, if I'm hosting a new workshop at a local library or a local store, and things don't go exactly the way that I had planned, when I'm done, I come home and I write that debrief note, everything that I could do better next time. Maybe I go into a situation where I am going to be speaking and teaching a workshop, and something came up that there's no possible way I could have foreseen, but if I knew, and now I know, I could then prepare myself to handle that later on. Maybe it's a specific question, or maybe somebody needed a link for something that I didn't have with me. If I have a way to make that easier the next time, that's going to save me a ton of grief. So when you get yourself into a situation where you realize I could do better, this would make my life easier, this would go around an issue that could potentially come up, write those things down. And then next time you're in that situation, use the keywords in the title of that note, and you're going to go back and you're going to look at that before you walk into that situation again, so you're better prepared the next time. Even if it went wonderfully, if you foresee things that could make it better for next time, write them down. It doesn't have to just be a bad experience and fixing the bad things. It could be making things even better the next time, so that you write it down and do not forget in between those things. Because if you're going to the beach, if you're doing a workshop, if you're launching a new course, you're not doing that every day. So having that gap of time in between can make you forget. So writing it down, having it as a note, having it as a list really saves time, effort, and stress when you get into that situation again. Following along for more tips and tricks on how you can level up as an entrepreneur to save yourself time, effort, and stress on the content you're creating and the way that you're running your online business, so that you can be the best entrepreneur and have the best entrepreneur life while also still having a life. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.